like a happy camper. I know we sure do, because we are kicking off the camping season right now with Ron Olson from the Michigan DNR to give us some do's and don'ts to really give us that happy camping experience. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're excited to have you here. I have to ask, first of all, though, for you personally, what is your ideal camping experience?
Well, usually I like to go out and try to rough it a little bit, and my deal is tent camping mostly. You know, but sometimes, you know, staying in a cabin is not a bad thing. I'm not a RVer or a fifth wheel or anything like that, but that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, exactly. But what's great about camping is that you can have so many different experiences because there are so many options and ways to camp. Walk us through some of those options.
We have a full spectrum of experiences, everything from dispersed camping in the forest land, whereas you basically go out, you have to follow basic rules, and you get a permit to do that, and there are rules. And then we have rustic campgrounds in the state forest. We have 140 of them that are scattered all over, primarily in the northern part of the state, in the UP, that give you that next level experience. And then from there, we have state parks that have not only rustic campgrounds, but then we have a gradation of semi-modern to modern to full hookup sites. So on the high end, you've got, for the big RVs, we've got full hookups, so everything's all right there. So it's really a variety of opportunities, and that's what our goal was. And then on the far end, we have yurts, and we have cabins.
What are some of the more popular ones, or maybe some of the hidden gems that, you know, are so beautiful here in our state?
Well, in the southern part of the state, one of the nice spots is Holly Recreation Area, which is right on the edge in Oakland County. It's got very woods, it's got lakes that are there. Then you go up further north, obviously you have Ludington State Park, and up the so-called Gold Coast from Warren Dunes, Van Buren State Park, and then you work your way up, and then you have the beach experience at Grand Haven. You're camped right next to the beach, which is spectacular. And then you go into the UP, and we have some great locations there. Of course, Tequamanet Falls is very much of a tourist place, but then we have other places up there, including, of course, the Porcupine Mountains, where you can go in the backcountry.
Tell us a little bit about some of the tips that campers should have in their tool belts if they're going camping this season.
Well, I think that people need to be first mindful of the weather and pay attention to that and dress accordingly. If you're going to the lakes, water temps are still in the 40s, so be mindful of that. And we want people, if they get excited, especially if you have kids, to don a life jacket.
You know, we talked a little bit about how many great experiences there are, but if someone has never camped before, tell me real quickly, why should they try it this year?
Oh, I think it's a great experience, and I think you should not be afraid to try new things. So we encourage people to find what's practical for you and then give it a try first before you go and invest in a lot of things. And then I would say, you know, benchmark with other people and pay attention to what they do, and you can learn like that. And if you even go on YouTube, you could say, I want to go to Park X and I've got kids, and oftentimes people will say, here's what we did, and you can learn in advance. So, you know, if little kids, you don't want them bored, you want to have, you can forecast ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we wish you a happy season.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, and after the break, it's going to get more intense here as we head outside on the weather patio for more camping activities. Stay with us.